Hello, Divine. This reading actually started 2 days ago, I believe I have on record. Then there was a pause out of this world, and then it began 2 days later. You'll see it all within. Enjoy. Welcome, Divine. We are back with the Divine Feminine. I hope you guys were able to check out the Karmic 3D Fallen World reading. It is so significant right now because you know the full moon in Pisces that we had come in, ruled by the planet of Neptune, was all about letting go. So you guys felt it. You knew exactly what was going on. The reason why you knew what was going on is because you had so many feelings and emotions and things of such that was put right in front of you. But there was a difference this time. There is a difference this time. And many of you are still in it, okay? Because understand that we are still in that energy. It's the energy that comes in. Not only that, tomorrow is when we are moving out of the 9-day stretch for the 9-9 portal. Yeah. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. We have experienced some intense energy, but when you're getting ready to really move from one state to the next, you need a combustion of energy. It's like that jet energy. And you guys have been able to ride it successfully. So welcome to Golden Mission 144. This week on our twin channel, which is at 1111 Golden Mission 144. The music is here to meet you because what I'm about to say is significant because you have recognized power in this area. So on that twin channel this week, look out for the dark and light of an analytical being. That's what will be airing this week. Let's get into this reading. We start out with the Two of Pentacles. Now we are talking about the obstacles, the up and down, the juggle between two worlds. Many of you Divine Feminines, you have been aware of a lighter side of life, a lighter side of a way of being, but you have not lived in that space for long periods of time. And you have not figured out, many of you, how to consistently stay in that space without being jolted out for some reason or another. So things are shifting for you right now. So you really know how to stay in that space. That you're no longer going to have that downer anymore that you have experienced constantly. And it's like you go up, down, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially, up, down, socially, up, down. So that's really what's coming in heavy. So it's like that obstacle placing that you guys have had to deal with, that you are moving into what we see right now as the Ace of Wands. And that is really that you're creating that intended fortune, which is what I say I want to manifest. I'm going to go ahead and make that happen. And you're no longer going to be in that obstacle space of there's something that can come up to prevent me from getting there. There is an excuse for me not to be in the state of well-being that I desire and know that I deserve and am capable of. you're moving out of that space and you're like, there's no excuse. There's no excuse for me not to be loved. There's no excuse for me not to be cared for. There's no excuse for me not to have what I need and the things that I desire. There's no excuse. It doesn't harm anyone for me to be okay. It doesn't harm anyone for me to be okay. It doesn't harm anyone for me to be happy, you know? At least not on your end, nothing directly that you're doing. So you guys have recognized that. So you're moving out of that space where things were just knocking you down. You hear me? It's like I'm going up to what I want to do, but something comes and knocks me down. And what I'm getting with that Knight of Swords that comes in is that you're saying, and I mean it. You're like, and I mean it, okay? That you have the skills and the bravery, the ability to address the wrath. And it's like, I mean it. That it's going to be no more of those obstacles that get in my way and say that I can or I can't. I'm getting no more. No more is what the divine feminine energy is saying. And they are serious about it. I mean, serious about it. So, one moment here. You guys, I have never experienced that before. But when I am guided, I have learned to listen. Listen to my guiding versus people, no matter how outlandish it might seem. I was like, well, will I share? Then I recognize your nails are a different color, darling. Don't be messing with the people's heads. So yes, this second row, which is good, because I feel like apparently I have more insight to deliver this second row than I had when I began this reading 2 days ago. We also should be shifting right into heading into that Libra energy we're heading into. So it's all about balancing the scales. Balancing the scales. So this is what we have going on here with the Divine Feminine Collective. You feel the balance that you are able to either quickly align to or maintain. It's like a steady flight, okay? So you are feeling the balance. You are holding it despite everything around you. So we talked about that when you said you mean it. I am going to take care of me. You said you mean it. Then we go into the second row and it's like, well, how do we know? How do we know that the Divine Feminine means it? Well, look, I got knocked out for 2 days of rest and I meant it. I took it. You hear that music and the music said, the Divine Feminine means it. The Divine Feminine means it. I would have never done that before. I would hone in on my masculine energy because I'm a Divine Feminine. I can pull from either whenever I get ready. I know when to use my energy. I would pull from my masculine energy. I would go into action despite my intuitive center. And I would have produced the ending of the reading. But instead, I stopped, took 2 days, did this or that, napped, saw some clients in between and painted my nails. And came right back. Because it's time now. Let's see why now. We start out, and it's almost like, and these came out 2 pairs, so it's 2, 2, 2. Okay, so they came out with this 2, 2, 2 pairing, and I'm like, okay, I don't know what this is about, but let's just go in it. So we went right in, and it goes, the pairing of the Queen of Swords into the Queen of Cups. So it's like, why are we going Queen of Swords into Queen of Cups? First of all, these aren't even the same. These aren't even the queens that sit beside each other on the plane. So it's like, what is this about? So when we start out with the Queens of Swords, we know that the Queen of Swords is all about her truth. You hear me? So she's like, look, what is the truth of this situation? I am cutting through to the lies, and if need be, I am cutting off this, that, you, whatever. The Queen of Swords says we do what we got to do, okay? That is a function of the divine feminine energy in specific experiences. When you're on an ascension trail, you start to understand divine timing. Why? Because you start to live divine timing. Which means that there is a time for everything. That's coming up right in, I'm getting Ecclesiastes listed as a time for everything. And then I'm also getting To Kill a Mockingbird. Whoa, I went way back with that movie. I watched it with my grandmother. And I was young, and I remember the intensity of the energy of that movie. But I remember when he went in and he started going through the phrasing of it being a time for everything. And I could not understand. I could not understand. I think I see it now. I think I see it now. So the Queen of Swords has had to do what the Queen of Swords has had to do. You guys have recognized this in friendships, family, relationships with your counterpart, everything. You've had to basically put things in order. It's like, look, hey. Yeah, I see the truth of it. Yeah, I see the double side of you. But let me let you know that in this reality base on this earth plane that I am living at this point in time, I am the creator of my energetic surroundings. So it is my responsibility to handle whatever it is that I have in a line that requires the Queen of Swords to bring it into balance. Okay, so that is a function of the divine feminine. You have built in you your own protective system for you. You know when it's time to protect you and take care of you. That's not something that you're looking outside of yourself external. Many of you have had those time periods where you went in and it was like, hey, you know, I didn't get protection from the masculines in my life. Hey, I didn't get protection from the feminines in my life. Hey, I didn't get protection from the organizations or the systems. I was not protected there, you know. I wasn't protected there, and it scarred. It caused a crazy scarring that I'm getting coming through. And it's like, look, got your built-in protective system. What you were worried about was that you didn't have the protection of your vessel, because your vessel was not to the point where you felt like that it could handle what was going on around you. Now you understand, as a being who works from inner out, that you have an internal protective system. It literally tells you left, right, don't go there, something's off with that person. You hear what they just said? Nah, this is tomfoolery. And you are listening to that. The reason I know is because this is a double, which is we're going from here to here. So you understand to listen to your intuitive center of the Queen of Cups, okay, which is your emotional center. You are listening to you. You are paying attention to you. And you are able at that point in time to make sure that you are protected. And you're recognizing, so I didn't need all of those external protective systems that I thought that society told me that I needed, but then I didn't have it. So how is it that I need something that I don't have, and then I spend my life trying to get it, and then I still don't have it? So then I just don't feel safe. So therefore I cut off so many things that I can do in life. I cut off so many things that I can do in life and so many people that I can align to, because I feel that I'm missing my protection. And what I'm getting right here is like, now you found it. You have an internal radar that you were able to be in a line and hear and feel what's best for you. You're not waiting for somebody outside of you to make sure you're good is what I have. That you're actually sensing and you're like, yeah, this don't feel good. I'm going to go ahead and do this. Oh, something about that is a little bit airing off. Yeah, I'm not even going to go. Oh, that person, yeah, I'm sure they're wonderful to someone. But there are limited people that they are opened up to. I know some things happen to them in life, but let me tell you, I am not going to go in full with that there because I already know that's going to take me about, that looks like maybe, give or take, a 3-year sentencing or so that I have to go in the transition of that right there. If I get too aligned to it, it might offset me a little bit too much. What will I do for that person? I'll just give them a smile. Give them a smile. You know, I give them a smile. I'll do an internal nodding that may what they need come to them. May their troubled soul be at peace. May the light find them in places in which whoever delivers maintains their safety. I know in this position and time in my life that is out of balance for me. Just like I knew that, okay, I need to produce this reading because I already started it. But guess what? There are divine out there on YouTube that's going to go in and give the message that's needed for those 2 days for me to go and do what I needed to do. Okay? To take care of me. And I'm sure it happened. I know it happened. And that's why there is a collective of those who we all produce these readings. It's not a competition. We are united, which allows each person to go in and do what they need to make sure they are aligned to their divine center and then produce whenever they've been delivered the message, then allows that other person to go in, get what they need, then produce when it's time for the message, because you're not going to sacrifice and forfeit your ascension to support others to ascend. This isn't just in reading work. This is in whatever you're doing. That you're not going to be a sacrifice in that way of sacrificing your ascension for somebody else's ascension. It's not designed that way with your family, which means that your family members have people. They have people that they see in organizations. They have people at work. They have people that they live about in neighborhoods. They have people that they come in contact with that's going to toss them some light. Toss them some light. If you're out there tossing light to other people's, then why wouldn't yours be covered? So you no longer have that responsibility. And that's why we're getting this. It's like, well, why would we get the double pair of the devil and the Hierophant? And it's like you no longer have that codependent responsibility that you believe that you had. Why? Because you recognize that if you are a part of a collective, then what I don't have, then they have. We have. It is a collection of what we have for each other, which means that you can take that time and make sure you're good when it comes to the person that you're in intimate relationship with, the person that you're in family with, the people that you are in workship with. You are understanding that you work with a divine system of things, which means that it's not all on your vessel. It's not all on your vessel. It's not all on your vessel to do it all. So that's what's coming out heavy, and that allow yourself to be guided and allow systems to come in and work with you and for you. Okay? Allow that. Support. And that's why we have the Hierophant coming in that's moving. It's like not that codependent chaining to other humans and bringing that devil energy, and that's it. It's that chaining to other humans with that codependency, which means that everything that I do is so dependent on what the human needs, desires, wants, receives. Everything I do is so dependent on what the human desires, wants, receives, and needs. And it's like, nope, the Hierophant comes up with the hand. It's like, nope. That's not going to be the case. We're moving into that place of mercy and goodness. you know, mercy and goodness here. We're going to do an alliance. This is that marriage alliance, you know, and it's just like, look, and it's ultimately when we say, you know, we want that divine masculine energy goes into that, but it's just like that alliance of my action and people. And that's why you always note that the masculine energy would have trouble when it came to how they would be exerting their energy with people. Because there wasn't that alliance. It was just really into that codependency, which is okay. I show up in my action according to the wants, needs, and desires of other humans, but not taking that time to go within and having that marriage alliance of, oh, whoa. So it is my inner being that is also a part of my relationship with every human being to produce that mercy and goodness each time. The divine feminine energy is really all about that now. And you're like, look, man, I lived that codependent way for so long. To where what somebody said, what somebody did, what somebody needed, what somebody is what I'm getting. Then I would have to show up and do this. Oh, I slaved at that job. Oh, I slaved in that family. Oh, I slaved in that relationship. And it's like, cut the chains. When you look at the chariot is all about, you know, moving forward, making it happen. But you see that dark and that light there? It is that war of the dark and light can also be seen as the chariot. And even sometimes trouble or vengeance. It's like the chariot makes it happen. And there's always that triumph there, but there is still that battle of that dark and light. We don't have that anymore when it comes to the divine feminine. That right there has been put to death. It's like, look, I don't even have time to battle back and forth where it's who's who. You're not battling if you're good or not, or if they're bad, or who's what. You hear that music, it's like, yeah. Think what you want to think, you know. I know that my moves are good. I know that my action is good. I know that. So I'm not doing that war. So you've ended that war of proving. It's like I'm just going to be. I'm going to be. I'm not going to be proving anything to anyone, which is why you're going to be listening a lot more to conversations. So in listening to conversations, you're going to recognize they were never really worrying about me. This is how they really think and believe. This is where they are. And you're recognizing there was so much energy that was wasted. So much energy wasted in trying to explain, educate, teach, guide. And it's like, let me just be and live. Let me be and live. Is what I'm getting with that. And then we go down here clarifying all of that. And we clarify it with 3 cards come out. Power, okay? And look at that with our 8. And that's our multi-dimensional being that we have here. Okay? So we know your power. You know your power. But then it comes out that you're reversing the entrapment of it. So you're reversing the entrapment of your power because these things used to take your energy. It's like this is the stuff that would take your energy. It's like I have to see the truth. And then because I saw the truth, then I had to go in and do something about it with everything and everybody in my life. And then that took all of my energy away because then I ended up warring with them about what I did and trying to get them on board with trying to do it too. And it's like you would be in this entrapment. And now you're in a place of, let me just grow. Let me just let my light shine. I'm getting this little light of mine. I'm just going to let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm just going to let it shine. It's like, let me do that. Let me do that because you're no longer in that place of exhaustion, of you needing to show up, you needing to do. You are in that place of, I'm just going to allow people, things, situations to just do what it do. And we have here coming with the Angels and Ancestors card. And this is the Traveler. So we in movement. And the Traveler says, move in a new direction. Welcome any opportunities to travel, either to the outer world or to your inner world. The road you are on may be the road less traveled, but this journey is going to be highly beneficial for your emotional and spiritual growth. If it isn't about covering outer distance, it's about covering distance within. And you will be evolving every single moment of it. Remember to keep things simple and to lighten your load, because that will make your journey more enjoyable. You are also being encouraged to see how far you've come and how you've really grown as a person, because this recognition will support you in going even further. And there's a good chance that along the way, you'll make new friends who will become companions for a lifetime. Oh, this reading's so good. Oh, you know why this reading is so good? Because you've had so much trouble in family ships, friendships, relationships. You've had so much trouble. And it's almost like, well, why would I sign up again? All of that. And it's like, because now you're getting ready to build those connections for lifetime. You have a different blueprint, a different building block in which you align to people. You're no longer aligning to people in that devil energy to where you can be harmed or hurt. Therefore, it won't be anything you have to let go. And these are lifetime connections that you will begin to bring in to your life. We have a vortex success that says the law of attraction assembles all cooperative relationships. Did we say cooperative? Is that not the best word for this? Because you've had relationships, but now you're getting ready to have cooperative relationships. Now that's worth a high five. What? So there is this vortex of becoming. A vortex that contains all of the requests. All of the Amid requests, each and every detail of each and every asking that has emanated from you. And the law of attraction is responding to that. Your stuff is coming in. Woo! The vortex is literally drawing in all things necessary for the completion of every request it contains. All cooperative components are being summoned and are coming for the completion of these creations, for the answering of these questions, and for the solutions to these problems. You see, when you get balanced and you start moving steady, you shift things in the world and you shift them in your favor. The golden mission. The golden mission is union. Union within self, then union with others. Ending at 22 added additional minutes. Wow.